Greetings to all. Today we will look into the working demo of our project, that is early prediction of chronic kidney disease using machine learning supported by predictive analysis. In our project, we have 4 different modules, that is patient, admin, receptionist, and doctor. Before moving on to this, our project is divided into 2 different phases, that is CKD prediction using Naive-Bayes algorithm and stage prediction using EGFR formula and food recommendation based on the stage. We will look into the coding part of each of these one after the other. First is the admin.
First, we get login as admin with the admin ID and password. Then the home page of the admin will display. The work of the administrator is it registers the staff like doctors and receptionists. It is purely database, that is adding of data and fetching data and update and delete operations. So there is a drop down list. There are 3 text boxes and 1 button and a dynamic table. The load function fetches all the staffs of the record and displays in the dynamic table. First, we create the object of the data table, object of the business logic layer, and we set the integer variable, that is serial number is equal to 1. Then get others is getting the users apart from the admin, and we put it in a buffer. Then there is a for loop, that is if tab.rows.count is greater than 0, the control comes inside, and this for loops execute for the number of records. For example, if the number of records are 8, it executes 8 times. First, we generate the header row, and we set all the properties for the header row, like the font color, the background color, etc. Then we create the cells. There are 7 cells, that is user type, staff ID, password, serial number, and edit and delete buttons. We create the cell and put it in the row. Then we put the entire row in the table. Then there is one more for loop which runs for the number of records. Then the serial number, initially the serial number is 1 and it increments. Then we enter the user type, staff ID, password, and the email for each of the rows. There are 2 customized columns, that those are edit and delete buttons. For each of the edit and delete buttons, we create the cell and we create the link button for each of them. We set the properties for each of the edit and delete buttons. On the click of edit button, the corresponding data will be edited, and for the click on the delete button, the corresponding data will be deleted. When we click on the delete button, a dialog box will appear which shows that are you sure you want to delete. If we click yes, then the corresponding data will be deleted. Submit and update buttons. On there is an event for submit button, and we create an object for the business logic layer. If the button.text is equal to submit, then we insert the data, and if the user ID already exists, it comes to the else part, and it displays a message that the user ID already exists. And in update operations, there are 2 possibilities for updates, that is update with user ID and update without user ID. Update with user ID is if we want to update the user as well. First, we have to check whether the user ID is already present or not. If the user ID is not present, then we update the user ID and the password and email ID. If we do not want to update the user ID, then we update only the password and the email ID. These are about the update operations. Then coming to the update password, admin has one more functionality, that is updating the password. In this session, in session we have admin ID. We get the admin ID and put it in 1 button, get the password and put it in 1 string. we check whether the old password is equal to the new password. If the old password is equal to the new password, admin password will be changed successfully, and it displays a dialog box saying that the admin password changed successfully. If the old
Now, coming to the major part of our project, that is to predict whether a person is suffering from CKD or not. For this, we are using the classification algorithm, that is the naive Bayes algorithm. This is the function we are to code naive Bayes algorithm. We have used the C sharp language, and this is the main function which contains the naive Bayes algorithm and the steps that are included in our project. And this is the function, that is naive Bayes is the name of the function, and we are creating a ArrayList object called S. This ArrayList objects are nothing but the buffers which are used to store the data. And in this ArrayList object, we are appending 0 and 1. S is nothing but the possibility of our outcome, that is the outcomes of our project, that is yes or no. For S it is 1, and for no it is 0. So we are appending 0 and 1. We are creating parameters and table parameters. And to find the value of M and P, we know that the naive Bayes algorithm is based on the conditional probability. To find the probability of each of the variable, we have a formula called P is equal to N underscore C plus M star P, the parameters, and P is the probability. Here M is nothing but the number of parameters. In our project we are using 24 different parameters, so the value of M is equal to 24. And to find out the value of P, we are assigning a variable called, we are initializing a variable called the numerator and assigning it to 1, and the denominator to denominator, the value of denominator will be equal to s dot count dot toString. Since the S has two different variables, 0 and 1, the value of denominator will be equal to 2. Therefore, double of P will be equal to numerator divided by denominator, which is equal to 1 by 2. And in order to store the parameters, we are using a ArrayList called as the uh, table dot parameter. In this ArrayList, all the parameters, all the 24 parameters are stored. Then we are creating another ArrayList called as classify. In this classify, we are going to test the patient. We are going to put the testing data, and we are going to predict whether a person is suffering from CKD or not. For that, we are using another ArrayList called as classify. And to get the patient parameters, we are creating a data table tab to store all the parameters of the patient. And before testing, the training data is very much necessary. So these are 24 different parameters which are stored in the tab. They are age, BP, specific gravity, albumin, sugar, red blood cells, pus cell counts, bacteria, blood glucose, random blood urea, serum creatinine, sodium, potassium, hemoglobin, pack cell volume, white blood cell count, red blood cell count, hypertension, diabetes mellitus, coronary artery disease, appetite, pedal edema, and anemia. And this is the code which is used for fetching the training data set. The training data set is feeding that data set using the tab training set, and we are getting the training data set. Next, we have the for loop to find the condition probability of each of these 24 different parameters. And this is a for loop which runs for 2 times. Since s dot count is equal to 2, it it runs for yes and for no, that is for 1 and for 0. Next we are coming to the number of parameters, and this is the formula which is for it runs for 24 times. Here n is nothing but the number of old records where age is equal to the given testing patient. Suppose the age of the testing patient is equal to 25, and the number n is nothing but the number of old records where age is equal to 25, and nc is nothing but the number of records where age is equal to uh, 25 and ckd is equal to sr, that is nothing but nc. And next, this is another for loop for the to find the probabilities, and we'll increment n and ncc, and this runs for 24 times. That is calculate the conditional probability by assigning x is equal to 24 and p is nothing but 0.5, and and y is nothing but n plus m, and z is equal to nc plus x. And next, to find the highest probability, we just create another buffer, which is next we sort it and next we reverse it. Since if there are only two parameters, we can easily judge by which one is higher. But since we have 24 different parameters, we use a list and then reverse it and sort it to find which has the highest probability, whether yes or no. If S has the highest probability, then the person is classified as he's having CKD, and if it is no, the person is classified as he's not suffering from CKD. And this is the next. After predicting whether a person is suffering from CKD or not, we are going to predict the stage. Coming to the stage prediction part.
We have EGFR coding, where we have three text boxes, one drop down and one button. GFR calculating the GFR, we require three parameters, that is the then we predict the level to 141, B is equal to 11. If the SC value is greater than 0.9, A is equal to 141, B is equal to 0.9, C is equal to minus 1.209. This is the values for in the case of male. If the patient is female, then we calculate that if the serum creatinine value is less than or equal to 0.7, then we consider the constant values. A is equal to 141, B is equal to 0.7, C is equal to minus 0.329, and if the serum creatinine level is greater than 0.7, then we consider the constant values. A is equal to 141, B is equal to 0.7, C is equal to minus 1.209. Considering all these constant values, we put these constant values into the formula that we have mentioned above. We calculate the GFR value, and based on this GFR value, whether the patient is suffering in which stages, we predict. Based on the values which we have obtained from the GFR values, the value of the GFR is between 90 to 85, 90 to 80, then we consider the patient is suffering from the stage 1 of CKD. If the value of GFR is between 80 to 70, then we consider the patient is suffering from uh, stage 2 of CKD. Then if the value of GFR is from 70 to 60, then we consider that the patient is suffering from stage 3 of CKD. If the values, the GFR values between 50 to 35, we consider that
the patient is suffering from stage 4 of CKD. If we if the value of GFR is less than 15%, then we consider that the patient is suffering from the final stage of CKD, that is the fifth stage. Then we consider that the patient is having the severe damage to his kidney. Based on the stages, the doctor will be able to recommend the prescription to the the doctor will prescribe the prescription to the patient. The patient can be the patient can access to uh, med- the patient can access to the medicine which is recommended by the patient. This is all about the coding of the GFR. And coming to the result analysis, this is the front end of our project.
Now, since there are 4 different users in our project, they are doctor, receptionist, admin, and patient. And this is the homepage of our project. And this is the common sign-in page for all the 4 different types of users. And this is the contact us page. This is the contact us page. As told earlier, this is a common sign-in page for all the users. First, let us now log in as admin. And the main function of the admin is to the main function of the admin is to add the doctors and receptionists. We have already added 2 doctors and 1 receptionist. To just show you, we are going to add another doctor. We can see that the doctor with staff ID 456 has been successfully added. We can even in the similar way we can add the receptionist also. We can even edit the existing, such as we can update his or her password. We can update the user ID even. Suppose we'll update it as 987, and once we press the update button, it will be updated, and we can see here the updations. And the admin is the one who is responsible for maintaining the parameters. In our project, we have the 24 different parameters. These are those 24 different parameters. And the admin can change his or her password. And upon changing, he can press the change password button, and it will be changed successfully. Next, we are going to sign out, and we are going to the receptionist. The main function of the receptionist is to add the training data set and maintain the existing training data set. This is the existing data set, and he can add the existing data. He can add a new training data set also. These are the text boxes which are used for adding the new training data set. We'll show it later after we predict the patient. The main function of the doctor is to predict whether a person is suffering from CKD or not, and he can view the testing data set even, and he can predict and he can upload the treatment, and he can predict the stage as well. And for us, let us look on to the single patient prediction, and let us just enter the values. Now we are going to enter the values. After entering the values, once we press on the predict button, it will predict whether a person is suffering from CKD or not. As explained earlier, this will be based on the naive Bayes algorithm. Yes, the output is yes. So once the output is yes, then we are going to predict the stage. For predicting the stage, we are going to press on the stage prediction button, and everything will be uploaded automatically. That is the name and the age, gender, and SC is nothing but serum creatinine. This is the predict. Once we press the predict stage button, the stage will be predicted as explained earlier based on the eGFR formula. So once we predict on the stage button, we can see that the percentage, the GFR percentage, and the stage in which the person is suffering from. Depending upon the stage, we are even going to recommend the food that is include a variety of grains, fresh foods. As we can see, the patient Radha is suffering from stage 1. So these are the food and diets which he has to follow. And we can even upload the treatment. This is a page for uploading the treatment. And we have to select it for Radha. Here is Radha. We can post the treatment. Once we are done with the treatment, we can, if we press on the submit button, the treatment will be uploaded. Then we can sign out, and we can select the user type as patient, and we can enter the user ID and password, and we can, once we log in as Radha, we can see the treatment that has been uploaded by the doctor. That is, follow a healthy diet, come for regular checkups, and avoid processed and canned foods. This is the treatment which is uploaded by the doctor to Radha. Next, we can sign out. And now we can, since our project works for dynamic data, that is, today's patients becomes a training data set. So the patient's parameters can be uploaded to the training data set. So this job is done by the receptionist. So we can add this to the training data set. I'll show this. So we can add all the parameters, and we can save it as a training data set. Here we have, to be more specific, here we have 25 different parameters, because the result is another parameter which has to be added. Since we have seen that Radha has a CKD, we have to in the result part we have to type it as 1. I'll just show them. So in the result we are going to add it as 1, and once we press on the submit button, data has been added successfully, and we can view it here. The last